Hello everybody, welcome back to Planet X News. This is Scott from the Nibiru channel. It is April 23rd, 2017. I've been getting a lot of requests for information pertaining to this Operation Gotham Shield 2017. Earlier this morning, I received a phone call from a longtime friend of mine who we actually went to high school with each other. She has a 25-year-old son that actually works for the New Jersey Emergency Management Team. He does have a low-level job with the organization. However, yesterday, whenever he came home, he had stopped over to his mother's house, and he was talking to his mother about the current situation and what is going on. Ladies and gentlemen, I am probably going to be the first one to report to you that the situation that is arising in New York and New Jersey has absolutely nothing to do with a nuclear strike from any country. The information that was overheard by her son, and this was overheard with several superiors of his and also people from the United States military, specifically the Army and the Air Force. They were referring to geomagnetic storms and a 50% possibility of multiple meteor strikes in the area of New York and New Jersey, possibly off of the coast in the Atlantic Ocean, near Manhattan, and off the southern coast of New Jersey. Now, here is the actual Gotham Shield 2017. Another operation called Northern Lights 2016. This is going over the information for these supposed exercises. They were discussing the impact locations. Apparently they are, I guess, monitoring space objects and also monitoring the sun as we speak. They were referring to some of the impacts that could be equivalent to nuclear explosions, specifically approximately 10 kilotons, which would be enough to wipe out some areas. As far as the trajectory of some of the objects, that information is unknown by my source. He was not able to attend the meeting because he is a low-level employee for the New Jersey Emergency Management Team. They have sketched out some areas of possible impacts. And ladies and gentlemen, the bottom line is I've been going over a lot of the information with you pertaining to what is happening on the sun. These documents that you see here have basically just been put out for the American public to look at, and it's basically a complete diversionary program. Now, we know that this is conducted constantly, and we've seen this many, many times before. I don't know anything about this Operation Northern Lights that took place in 2016, but all of the information is here. I don't think that this Northern Lights program has anything to do with what is occurring in New York and New Jersey at this time. Now, he did speak with his mother pertaining to the power outages on the East Coast and the West Coast. He did state that they were totally caught off guard by what happened. It had absolutely nothing to do with overloading energy and electrical and power facilities in the area. This had everything to do with a geomagnetic storm that occurred approximately 7 days ago. And ladies and gentlemen, whenever this happens on the sun, the intensity and the energy that is extruded from the sun usually takes approximately 5 to 7 days before it impacts the Earth, depending on what side of the Earth and the rotation. The possibilities for these types of outages can and will occur. Now, once again, I don't have any information on this exercise that was conducted in Minnesota. I don't think that we have anything to worry about in that part of the country. But moving back to the situation that is occurring on the East Coast, the timeline is taking this out all the way from Monday through May 4th. I guess they don't know exactly the timing of any type of objects or the timing of additional geomagnetic storms. Now, once again, ladies and gentlemen, they are mobilizing all of these emergency management teams, and they're going to set up for this. And I'm assuming that they want to be in place disguising this as an exercise in order not to startle and basically freak the entire populations out of New York and New Jersey. These are very heavily populated areas. We all know that New York City is a massive city with surrounding communities and boroughs. And at this particular time, I guess we're going to have to sit this out and wait. Now, I'm going to be trying to press for additional information as much as I can. I've been paying very close attention to what is actually happening on the sun as we speak. And if you just pay very close attention to my cursor here right in the middle, this purple line, this is the solar wind coming from the sun. There was a pretty significant increase in the solar wind over the past 12 hours. It has now reached 1.7 million miles per hour, and it is predicted to actually increase. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't remember, a few weeks ago we had a situation where the solar winds peaked at 2.5 million miles per hour. That is just absolutely extensive and could have been very damaging to the Earth. There is also the threat of very severe increases in earthquake activity, and that will actually affect the entire globe, not just one specific area. We're going to be monitoring this nonstop, constantly. We're taking a look right now at the SDO footage of the sun. We were just, doing a live stream broadcast earlier yesterday with our physicist, and we were discussing all of this information pertaining to these geomagnetic storms and solar flares and what the impact would possibly be on the Earth, and could it cause major power outages. And the answer to all of those questions is yes, absolutely, 100%. Right now, I was checking on the elevated status of these geomagnetic storms, and that is exactly where it is at. It is basically in the red zone as we speak. Now, looking at the massive coronal hole as you see it here, it is a very, very intense coronal hole. We've seen them before. However, ladies and gentlemen, it's very hard to gather this information when you are very limited at the information that's being put out. Now, there are some very, very large and dangerous sunspots that have appeared on the sun, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at this information because these sunspots are absolutely massive. Now, we're going to be looking at a lot of information here over the next few minutes, so you can please just pay very close attention. You can see right here where my cursor is, just follow it. The geomagnetic activity is in the red. Now, what you're looking at here, and I'm just going to go ahead and blow this up a little bit for you. We're looking at the sunspots, number 12652 and number 12651. This is the coronal hole that we just saw on the SDO footage. There is another sunspot over here, number 12653. Ladies and gentlemen, the situation here is, you know, it's something to definitely keep your eyes on. This is another view of the sunspots. Now, when you're looking at these views, ladies and gentlemen, it really doesn't look like much, but believe me, there is a lot of activity right now on the sun. All of this we are going to have to pay very close attention to over the course of the next 5 to 7 days. You know, to tell you the truth, any region of the United States can be impacted. Any area on this globe can be impacted. And I'm just assuming that, you know, that is what they are preparing for. It's very hard to say, ladies and gentlemen, whenever they perform these types of exercises. You know, you're never really going to get all of the information unless you have some type of inside information. Now, we just went over the solar wind information. The solar winds have picked up considerably. They have reached 1.7 million miles per hour, and they are impacting the Earth right now. I think we're going to see an increase in the solar wind over the next 72 hours. And once again, I'm going to keep on track of all of this information nonstop, 24 hours a day, until we reach the pinnacle, and that will probably be within the next 72 hours. Now, over the last 3 days, you can see very clearly, going from the 21st, here is the 22nd, you can see we are in the red. All of these stages of the planetary K index are sky high. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, moving into the 23rd, we don't have any data for the 24th yet. That will be coming in probably within the next 12 to 16 hours, and I will definitely keep everyone informed on what is happening. Getting a lot of questions about the aurora. Specifically, this is what we're looking at here in the northern hemisphere. You're looking straight down into the North Pole area, and this is I'll just call it the aurora ring. And now these auroras are now being seen as far south as the state of Colorado, which is very abnormal. I'll just use that word. It's very abnormal. There is a very high possibility that this has everything to do with the possibilities of the Earth wobble, the Earth tilt. But ladies and gentlemen, just to be honest with you, we're going to have to pay attention to everything that is going on right now on this planet. The information that we're getting is kind of sparse. I decided to give a good friend of mine a call. He spent many years in the United States military. And, I asked him, I said, listen, I mean, what do you think of all of this? Could you just give me any clues? Please give me something. And he just, he outright said, listen, he goes, the United States has absolutely no threat at all from Korea, North Korea. There is no threat. They do not have the capability of delivering any type of missile or nuclear warhead anywhere to the continental United States. He said all of their plans have failed. The United States is fully on top of it. And before I could even ask him about this Operation Gotham Shield, he told me straight out that what is going on in New York and New Jersey is coming from above. That's it. That's all of the information that he gave me. I asked him if he could please elaborate on that, and he said, look, Scott, I'm going to be straight up and honest with you. He said, I love you like a brother. We've known each other for a long time, but I am still under my non-disclosure for the next 5 years. All I can say is the threat that the United States is worried about at this time on the East Coast pertains to something up above. There is no threat of a nuclear war. They are putting all of these things in place in the case of an impact or a massive geomagnetic storm which will take down power grids for quite some time. They are then worried about crime and riots and things of that nature. So the Operation Gotham Shield, yes, it's kind of a false flag, but yes, there is a 50% chance of a threat from space, whether it be the geomagnetic storm or meteors. Now, I looked into the meteors, and ladies and gentlemen, last night, 48 meteors, 48 burned up in the Earth's atmosphere, literally overnight. 48. That's pretty incredible. I'm going to keep on top of this information as long as I can. Whatever new information I have coming in, believe me, I will put a report out ASAP. So do everyone a favor, share this video on Facebook, on Twitter, get the information out. If you live in these areas of New York and New Jersey, Eastern Pennsylvania, and the surrounding areas, I think all of you should definitely be on a heightened awareness. You may want to, go out and get some flashlights, batteries, candles. Get some things now while you have the chance. This is all supposed to begin sometime tomorrow. So it's better to be prepared than to be stuck in a situation where you are not prepared. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, I will continue to monitor the situation. Any new information that I get coming in, I will immediately put it into a video form. I will put it out there. I will also include any information on the Planet X News Facebook page. But as of right now, get this video out to everybody. And if you have any questions, you can email me at nibiruplanetex2016@gmail.com. I'll try to get to your emails as soon as possible. This is Scott from Planet X News. Thank you for watching.